Time for entertainment news with Shei-chan at Tigari.
Well, it feels like you guys already started entertainment news.
I know, right?
That was such a fun interview. But let's kick off entertainment news. Aaron Temitokwe and Hawa. Will Smith's Westbrook Studios and David Oyelowo's Yoruba Saxon have partnered with Netflix to produce the film adaptation of Onyeka and the Academy of the Sun. Based on the upcoming book by Nigerian British author, journalist and hair care educator Tola Okogwu, Onyeka and the Academy of the Sun tells the tale of a teenager who learns she has powers and travels to Nigeria to learn more about her origins, where she discovers a threat to her newfound magical community. Described as Black Panther meets X-Men or Percy Jackson, the book is the first in an action-packed series for middle grade children. Now, this is very exciting news. I mean, we've been getting a lot of movie adaptations. We had Children of Blood and a Bone. Now we're having this. I think this is more exciting for me because it appeals to a younger generation, because we have David Oyelowo, who understands what it means to be a Nigerian in Hollywood. We have the razzmatazz of Will Smith all coming together to put this together, and of course Netflix as the overall producer. What are your thoughts, Hawa, Temitokwe? To see both of you nodding.
Well, I'm super excited. As a child that grew up in the diaspora, I had nobody that looked like me. The closest we had was Leah Kebede, and she was a model. And then Oluchi came on later. There was no one in pop culture who was Nigerian. Now we have Nigerian cartoon characters. We have them in books. We have themes that are specific to us, things that you can discuss with your other Nigerian friends that you can't with. So I'm really happy for kids growing up in this generation, especially outside of the continent, because that disconnect of identity there's less of an opportunity for it. They see themselves represented, and that's what I didn't have. So I'm super happy for them. And David Oyelowo, Will Smith, let them just continue doing good.
And hopefully this would also bring about more collaborations, because it seems Nigerians are doing great, whether you add the British Nigerian or you add the Nigerian in Hollywood, whatever you want to call it. Nigerians
Once
are
there's
really
that Nigerian in the mix, it's gonna bang.
And it's putting a lot of attention, on the country and the fact that so much talent abounds. So I'm really, really excited. It's a huge one.
All right, then let's move on quickly to our next story. Native Film Works is set to release its first movie, Cake, from the slate of 12 films produced by Steve Gukas and Michelangelo. The film promises to be filled with romance and comedy as it stars some of Nollywood's best: Tokwe Tedela, Folustorm, Sophia Lakija, Saskay Koloman, and Patience Ozokwo, playing various characters. The movie is set to premiere on the 25th of February nationwide in cinemas. Let's take a look.
Every director that has been successful in filmmaking walks the process. And that if you understand that process, you would be able to make successful films. And there's a lot of inspiration, right, and creativity that goes into creating a film. But there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. Rigorous planning, research, intuitive and non-intuitive, plugging yourself into the world of the story that you're creating. It is not something that a lot of directors in these parts take cognizance of.
It has been a wonderful experience, honestly, from being on set to post-set. I mean, I did expect it to be stressful, and it was definitely stressful. But working with this casting crew made it very easy for me, and I'm definitely looking into doing more movies. When I saw the character, I noticed it was something I could do. It was something I didn't need to pretend to be another person. It was more like just being myself in another personality. So I knew it was a role I would be able to pull out.
Cake is a romantic comedy, thriller comedy-ish, of a love triangle between a girl and a guy. A guy loves a girl loves somebody else, and that person loves somebody else. That sort of story. But this comes with lots of turns, lots of surprises, and lots of great acting and interpretation. Working with the cast was amazing. They are a collection of professionals. They've been in the game for so long, so they know what to do. Basically, they come out on time. They give their best, and truly, I feel like we got it right by bringing and merging these people together because their chemistry was amazing.
Still talking movie and cinema, the original Law and Order will return with new episodes for a 21st season. But don't call it a reboot. The cast wants you to think of it as a 12-year layover. The stars of the entire Law and Order franchise gathered in New York to celebrate the return of the mothership, as they affectionately refer to it. Sam Waterston, who returns as Manhattan District Attorney Jack McCoy, says while the show ceased production, audiences never stopped watching. Let's take a look.
That's the real reason that we're back. When we suspended making new Law and Orders, people went right on watching, and they kept on watching until somebody in a powerful position thought maybe they'd like to see some new ones. So, yeah, we owe it all to them. Thank you. Thank you, loyal Law and Order watchers.
Sometimes, when they come on all the time, it's hard to not see them, right? And it's a very interesting experience because it's been so long that sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I remember that. I've got so many shows in my head, but it's such a gift to see the evolution from where we started to where we came and where we are now, and I think our most impactful. And we're just such an incredible, well-oiled machine that are telling these important stories that, again, have the capability and capacity to heal. So that's the goal.
I've been a fan of Law & Order since it aired 30 some odd years ago. So yeah, and I still watch. I get caught up in Law & Order marathons to this day. There's so many shows, not only from the mothership, but all three, now four. Law & Order SVU, Law & Order Criminal Intent, and now Organized Crime. So yeah, it's something where you can go down a rabbit hole and see something different and new, even through a familiar episode that you're watching.
I have got to say, Law and Order is probably my best series ever, Law and Order SVU. And what's really amazing about these kind of shows is how long they have been in existence. You're looking at Law and Order SVU that is about to go into its 23rd season. And these are shows that have 22 episodes, not like the new Netflix ones that are just, 3 episodes or sometimes 10. What started with just Law and Order eventually led to Law and Order SVU, and now Law and Order the one with
criminal intent.
Criminal intent, of course. So to see it come back, I think, for the fans that have started following it from way back when, will be excited to see those old characters.
But one man that will not be coming back is Chris North.
Why don't?
Oh yeah, because he's in deep trouble. He needs to go sort himself out.
For those that know.
You always have
For those that know.
Then he's not coming back. Do any of you watch the show?
Of course. At some point, you grew up watching Law and Order, especially when cable actually came into Nigeria in the 90s and the rest of them. So certainly, I'm not a huge fan, but because I'm not a fan of one of those series that always have just every episode is a different storyline.
Anyways, we could go on for ages, but we will have you back tomorrow to continue some kind of fun conversation as we always do.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming, Shade.